Thank you very much, Reverend Pastor Espino, for sharing your wisdom and valuable insights with us. Indeed, school safety is a shared responsibility and is all about transforming our children's heart through Christ our Lord. As we continue our learning today, we now move from the spiritual perspective to the legal and institutional aspects of ensuring the safety and protection of our learners. For the next part of our seminar, our speaker is a teacher whose life's work bridges three noble vocations: parenting, education, and law. She is currently the head counsel of Castillo Domingo Law Office in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, and serves as Attorney 3 of the National Academy of Sports in New Clark City, the country's premier school training elite athletes to become our future Olympians. Before embracing her legal career, she devoted more than 25 years to education as a teacher and later as a principal of Colegio de San Jose del Monte. Her leadership extended beyond the classroom, serving as Vice President of CSUN PRISA, Vice Chairperson of Bull PRISA, and Vice President of the SJDM Catholic Educators Association of the Philippines, roles that allowed her to foster value-centered education. Her passion for teaching fueled her academic journey. After finishing her Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, she went on to complete her Bachelor of Science in Elementary and Secondary Education, becoming a licensed professional teacher. She earned her master's in counseling at the Mother of Life Center Graduate Studies and pursued doctoral studies in applied theology with a specialization in religious education at De La Salle University. Driven by her childhood dream of serving her community as a lawyer, she earned her Juris Doctor at Bulacan State University. She has taught at San Beda College, worked at SGV and Company, and remains active in professional associations such as the Religious Educators Association of the Philippines, Kababaihang Manananggol ng Bulacan, IBP San Jose del Monte Legal Aiders, and is currently completing her certificate in Sport and Governance from the Philippine Sports Institute. Today, she continues to merge her passion for education and law, empowering teachers and advocating safe learning spaces for all students. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all give a warm round of applause for our speaker, Attorney Myrna C. Domingo.
Maraming salamat kay Ma'am Speaker. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, mga magulang ng Genesis Christian Academy. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga po, Pastor Third. Punong-puno po ang aming puso. Maraming salamat sa inspirasyon at laging pagpapaalala na mahal tayong lahat ng Diyos. Mahal kaming lahat ng Diyos. Maraming salamat sa pag-imbita, Ma'am Hannah and Ma'am Mary Ann. Sa atin pong pamunuan ng PTA, si Ma'am Charity, ganda ng pangalan, Pastor, Ma'am Charity, Ma'am Evangeline, at ang representative po ng ating Board of Trustees, si Sir Edgar. At masaya po ako ngayon dahil full po ang support ko sa audience. Meron po akong kumari dito. Meron po akong inaanak, si Ma'am Mary Ann. Meron po akong classmate ng high school, si Ma'am Flora. So, masaya po na nagkikita-kita tayong ganito. Sabi nga ni Pastor, at mahalaga yung pagtatagpong ganito. Mahalaga yung nag-uusap-usap at pagkatapos ng pag-uusap, meron tayong pagkakasunduan. No? Parang relasyon ng magulang at ng anak, anak at ng guro, magulang at guro. Mahalaga yung face-to-face, eye-to-eye, no? Puso sa puso. At pagkatapos mag-usap, meron tayong ways forward. So, maganda po itong mga ganito nating pagtitipon. Nung inibitahan po ako ni Ma'am Mary Ann, nag-yes po ako agad. Kasi I was expecting, syempre, anti-bullying, di po ba, safety and welfare of the students. Pero habang nag-uusap kami, hindi pala, sabi niya. Sabi ko, ito po yung topic. Sabi niya, yes ma'am, duties and responsibilities of parents. It's legal basis. So, napaisip ako, napareflect ako. Nakapag-yes na po ako. At saka gusto ko po talaga bumalik dito. The last time I was here, Pastor, I do not know kung ikaw na po yung pastor. I came here kasi meron ko special intention. Nag-ask ako ng prayer sa community. At natupad, binigay naman po ni Lord ang kagalingan. Kaya salamat po. Kaya ako'y muling nagbabalik para magpasalamat. At biyaya na po na meron pang special task na ipapagawa sa akin si Ma'am Mary Ann. So yun po. Duties and responsibilities of parents is legal basis with emphasis on the duties and responsibilities. So napaisip po ako, parent din po ako. Sabi ko, am I a compliant mother, parent? Sabi nga ni Pastor, tayo ba? Masunurin din tayo. Natutupad ko ba yung mga duties and responsibilities ko as a parent? So I would like to start with my experience as a parent. So magulang po ako. 3 po yung anak ko. Salamat sa Diyos. Medyo malalaki na sila. 2 po ay yung nakakatapos na. Isa pa lang sa kolehiyo. So sa pagpapatuloy ng ating pagtatalakayan, makikilala nyo rin po ang ating mga anak. Sapagkat ito ay parents, duties and responsibilities. So responsibilidad nating lahat. So my topic will start with the guiding principles na nasimulan na ni Pastor kanina. And then, of course, we will go through the constitutional basis of our, meron pala yun sa Constitution, no? Yung ating palang mga duties, yung mga responsibilidad natin bilang mga magulang, nasa Constitution pala yun. Family Code, nasa iba-ibang mga batas, yung may mga nabanggit na po kanina, at mga DepEd orders. At mismo ang ating pong City of San Jose del Monte, naglabas na rin po ng memorandum tungkol sa safety and wellness, welfare of our students. At bandang huli, ating ways forward. Ano yung mga pwede nating gawin? Okay? So, let's start with the guiding principles. Ako po bilang magulang naniniwala po ako, sabi nga po ni Pastor, we cannot give what we do not have. Hindi natin maibibigay kung ano yung wala sa atin. Kung ano yung pagpapahalaga natin bilang nanay, bilang tatay, yun yung maisasalin natin sa ating mga anak. So kung tayo talaga ay mapayapang magulang o umagang-umaga pa lang ay aligagang magulang, nararamdaman po ng mga anak natin yon. Kung nais nating maging magalang, maging matapat, may integridad yung ating mga anak. Sabi nga po kanina ni Pastor, tayo yung unang magpapakita nun sa ating mga anak. Sa atin nila dapat nakikita yon. Pangalawa, naniniwala din po ako bilang magulang sa sinabi kanina ni Pastor. Pero hindi naman po kami nag-usap ni Pastor. Holy Spirit po yung nag-ugnay sa aming dalawa. Our children are first of all children of God. Yung anak ko po ay hatid sundo ng tatay niya. Mula nursery, sa kolehiyo po kasi ako 25 taon bilang guro, bilang principal. So hatid sundo mula pagpasok tapos sa hapon. So hindi ko naranasan bilang magulang yung madalas na sinasabi ng mga nanay na, "Naku, yung anak mo wala pa. Anong oras kaya darating?" Kasi sinusundo po kami talaga. Sabay-sabay kaming umuuwi. Ito na nga po, kolehiyo na po. Kasi mula nursery hanggang grade 12, sa kolehiyo. So nakikita ko siya araw-araw. Minsan nauna sila umuwi. Ay, ito na po, mag-e-enroll na po ng college. So ako na po yung abala. Sabi ng daddy, hayaan mong maging malaya yung anak mo. Kaya na niya yan. Kasi college na, sabi niya ganyan. Pero syempre po as a mother, katulad ngayon, first time na isang buong linggo na nasa Maynila, nasa boarding house, hindi ko alam, sabi ko, Lord, baka mataas na yung tubig, baka pag-uwi, baka yung bus masiraan sa daan. So ang dami nating iniintindi. Pero lagi ko, yun, at the end of the day, pastor, sabi nga, di ba? Hindi ko naman unat sa lahat, pinagkatiwala lang ng Panginoon sa atin yun eh, sa akin yun eh. Kasi kahit anong pigil mo, kahit anong dasal mo, may mga bagay, bahagi ng natural order na mangyayari at mangyayari. Hindi masama, hindi mabuti, hindi ko sinasabing masama, hindi ko sinasabing lahat mabuti. Pero may mga bagay na dapat pagdaanan ng ating mga anak na ang Diyos lang ang nakakaalam. So, yun ang isa. Habang pinag-uusapan natin the duties and responsibilities of the parent, mahalaga na nasa isip natin na, first of all, anak ng Diyos to eh. Mas may matindi pa bang pangangalaga sa mag-aalaga ng ating Panginoon. So, let us keep that in our heart. So, first of all, first principle, we cannot give what we do not have. Secondly, our children are, first of all, children of God. And third principle, guiding principle, as a parent, our role as parents is to guide our children towards self-awareness. So ito po, hindi ko po ito original. Bigay po ito sa akin ng anak ko. Kasi nung last Saturday, plano ng Diyos, nag-oath-taking. Nakapasa po yung panganay ko. So, architect na po siya. Salamat sa kanyang mga naging guro. Meron pong mga guro, ninang na narito. Maraming salamat po. Tapos, habang nagsasalita yung kanilang guest speaker, ang guest speaker nila ay yung former Miss Universe, si Shamsi Supsup. Kilala ba natin siya? Siya pala ay for top 1 ng kanilang board exam as architect. UP Diliman, cum laude, top 1 passer of the June 2010 Architecture Licensure Examination. Ang sabi niya sa mga nakagraduate, nag-oath-taking na mga arkitekto, mahalaga na magpatuloy kayo sa pag-aaral. Mapalalim ninyo ang inyong emotional intelligence, di ba? Sabi niya, yun ang kulang sa kanya eh. Social intelligence, finance literacy, pero, sabi ng kanilang guest speaker na anak ko, pero ang pinakamahalaga, ngayong nakatapos na kayo, now is the time to start your journey towards self-awareness. Kasi baka nung bata kayo, habang nag-aaral kayo, sinasabi nila, ang tinatahak nyo, yung gusto ng mga nakapaligid sa inyo. Kasama na yung gusto ng mga magulang ninyo para sa inyo. Pero hindi kayo sasaya hanggat hindi nyo natatahak ang gusto ninyo. Yung gusto po ng mga anak natin, ang nasa puso ninyo, ang para sa inyo, ang tunay na nakaplano para sa inyo. So, whatever is God's purpose for them, let us help them, guide them towards that purpose. Hindi daw po yung gusto natin. Kaya sabi ng anak ko, Mami, ito yung sabihin mo sa mga parents. Mahalaga yung nakapasa sila, masaya pag mataas ang grade, pero yung top 1, top 2, or yung gold medal, bronze medal, Mami, sabi niya, yung sinabi ni Ma'am Supsup, nung aming resource speaker, yun na mahalaga. Pakisabi sa mga magulang, hayaan ninyo kami na madiskubre namin kung ano yung nakaplano para sa amin. So yung sinabi ni Pastor Kanga, God's purpose for them. So as we continue our discussion, yun po yung tatlo sanang bagay na lagi nating iisipin. Yes, may mga batas. Yes, may mga obligasyon tayo, legally mandated by the Constitution. Pero yun pa rin yung pinakamahalaga. Sabi nga ni Pastor, inulit ko lang. Cannot give what we do not have. Our children are first of all children of God. Sabi nga po, 'di ba, kay Jeremiah, pastor, 'di ba, sabi niya, Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, before I formed you in the womb. Imagine that, no? Before I formed you in the womb, bago ka pa ipaglihi, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Yan, isa sa mga Bible verse, favorite ko po yan. And Isaiah 43, 1b, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. Yan, di ba? Myrna, Mary Ann, Ma'am Nancy. Diba? I have called you by name, you are mine. Kaya din po, mga magulang, tinawag na kayo ng Panginoon. Tinawag na tayong lahat para maging magulang ng ating mga anak. Kaya, our role is to guide them towards self-awareness, towards God's purpose for them. So, ano ang magiging pagkakakilala ng isang bata sa kanyang sarili kung siya ay laging may takot, kung siya ay hindi malayang nakapagpapahayag ng kanyang saloobin, physically, baka nakakaranas siya ng bullying or physical abuse, economic abuse, emotional abuse, inaabuso, kinakaya. Ayun yung magandang Tagalog ng bullying, no? Kinakaya. So let's go now to the mandate. Ang tema po natin, ligtas na paaralan, strengthening parents and teachers partnership for school safety and security. So, ang Department of Education po natin, through DepEd Order number 006-2026, ito po yung nasummarize na ng DepEd, lahat halos ng mga batas, lahat halos ng mga DepEd Order na would discuss about safety of our students, okay? This reminds us that school safety is everyone's responsibility. It is not the sole task of teachers or principals. It is a shared responsibility of parents, teachers, school officials, and the entire community. Lagi pong magkaugnay ang pagkatuto at ligtas na kapaligiran para sa isang bata. Walang lubos na pagkatuto kung laging may panganib na nararamdaman ang isang mag-aaral. So, ano-ano ang mga basihan ng tungkulin natin bilang mga magulang? Okay, so let's go to the constitutional basis. So, under Article 2, Section 12, babasahin ko po, and then mamaya, tingnan natin yung mga responsibility natin bilang parent na makukuha natin sa ating 1987 Constitution. The state recognizes the sanctity of family life. So yung kabanalan, yung kahalagahan ng buhay, ng pamilya, nasa Constitution po yan. So yan yung, our Constitution is the highest law of the land. And shall protect and strengthen the family as a basic autonomous social institution. It shall equally protect the life of the mother and the life of the unborn. So hindi pa pinapanganak, kailangan protektahan na natin ang ating mga anak. The natural and primary right and duty of parents in the rearing of the youth for civic efficiency and the development of moral character shall receive the support of the government. Kaya nakita nyo, maraming support. Hindi lang natin alam kung nakakaskade na dito sa ating syudad. Pero ang pamahalaan man ay nagkakandak ng mga ganitong capacity building para sa mga magulang at iba't ibang sektor. Article 15, Section 3, the state shall defend the right of spouses to found a family in accordance with their religious conviction. So, hindi po pakikialaman ng ating pamahalaan, ng ating batas, kung ano ang relihiyon ng mga magulang at kung anong relihiyon ang nais nila para sa kanilang mga anak. O kapag ka-adult na ang kanilang mga anak, kung ano ang kanyang choice. And the demands of responsible parenthood. Article 15, the state shall defend the right of children to assistance, including proper care and nutrition and special protection from all forms of neglect, abuse, cruelty, exploitation, and other conditions prejudicial to their development. So yung mga salita po yan, naririnig na din po natin yan. So the anti-bullying, the children protection, they are all based sa ating Constitution. So from here, what are the duties and responsibilities of parents? So ayan, moral and civic education. Parents are the first teachers of their children. Sabi ni Pastor, We parents are the first shepherds of our children. So sa atin naman, sa ating learning environment, we are the first teachers of our children. We are tasked to instill values such as honesty, respect, discipline, and love of country. Schools assist, but the Constitution emphasizes that the primary duty rests with us. So sabi, kailangan magtulungan. Pero the primary duty, sabi ng Constitution sa atin bilang magulang, wala sa guro. Pangalawang magulang lang po sila. Okay? Number 2, providing care and protection. Ensure your children's health, nutrition, and safety. Primary duty po natin. Protect them from neglect, abuse, exploitation, and harmful influences. Bago pa lumala yung hindi tamang impluensya, dapat nababantayan na natin mula sa simula. Safeguard their dignity and rights as individuals. Third, guidance in responsible citizenship. Let us teach our children the role in society, respect for laws, civic duties, and compassion for others. Encourage participation in community and nation-building activities. And of course, partnership with the state. Di po natin kalaban ng ating gobyerno. Di natin kalaban ng ating paaralan. So we are partners in rearing our children. The Constitution recognizes that while parents have the primary duty, the government supports us through schools, health programs, and child protection laws. Nakasabi nga po namin sa ay nakakamada na lahat ng batas. Implement na lang ang kulang. Tamang implementation at tamang cooperation ng lahat ng stakeholders. This means parents must work hand in hand with teachers, schools, and government agencies to ensure holistic development. Okay, so that's from the constitutional mandate. Yun po bang nasa Constitution, nasa ibang batas din? Opo. So yung ating responsibilidad at gampanin bilang mga magulang, nasa family code din po yan. In-approve ni former President Cory Aquino. Executive Order number 209, as amended, the Family Code of the Philippines, outlines parental duties in Article 220 and related provisions. Okay, so babasahin ko na lang po and mamaya isa-summarize natin. The duties of parents at saka yung guardian. So kung wala'y magulang nasa abroad, merong guardian, ito din po ano yung gampanin ng mga magulang. Keep children in their company, ensure they live with and are cared for by their parents. So nakakalungkot nung principal ako, nung guro ako, may mga bata talaga na aalis ng bahay, tapos pag uwi, wala pa rin tao sa bahay. Bago sila umalis, nakahanda na lahat, yung mapagkain, di ba? Yung baon, nakahanda na. Pero pag uwi, wala silang dadatnan. Kaya nakikiusap sa amin ni Ma'am Nancy na kung pwede mag-stay muna sila sa paaralan. Hindi naman po namin kayang bantayan, kang alas 6, alas 7, may pamilya din po kami. Pero, sadly, meron talagang mga bata, may mga absentee parent, no? So kung may mga pamangkin kayong ganun, so let us do the duty of the parents, no? Ensure they live with and are cared for by their parents. Support, educate, and instruct them, provide education. Paaral po tayo sa mga paaralan na maghuhubog sa kanila, not only academically, spiritually. Guidance and upbringing consistent with the family's means. Consistent with family's means. Hindi naman sabing, wala naman tayong kakayahan, pero bibili natin ng sariling sasakyan, pang service. Hindi naman po, or may sariling shadow teacher kapag nasa Genesis. So, kulang na lang pumasok sa room. So, hindi po ganon. Within our means at within the bounds of law, syempre. Give love and affection. Provide mo, nasa ano po to, family code. Provide moral and spiritual guidance. Supervise activities and associations. So, yung pangatlo ko, yung bunso ko, yung nasa Mapua na, meron kami mapinirmahan, undertaking, na kapag daw may mga violation yung mga anak, ang makikipag-usap lang yung mga anak. Kasi adult na sila. Yung magulang hindi na. Sa basic education, di ba, magulang, no? Pag mayroong mga violation, o tayo magbabawal tayo, bawal sumali sa mga ganito. Pero mayroong pinapirmahan po sa amin mga magulang, no? Nakakalungkot pag college na pala, hindi na pwedeng magulang ang makipagtalo sa grade. So, syempre, ginawa ako ng paraan. Yung asawa ko na lang pinapirma ko, hindi na ako pumirma. Baka mayroong question no? So, syempre, ako, personal view ko dyan, hanggat ikaw ang magulang, meron ka pa rin say, no? Hindi ka makikialam. Pero alam mo yung rights, mga karapatan ng iyong anak bilang mag-aaral, kahit nasa kolehiyo pa, although they are already adult. Supervise activities and associations ng mga anak natin. Represent them in matters affecting their interest, demand respect and obedience, o di ba, nilalagay pa sa batas, pero di ba, as parent, talaga naman kailangan matuto sa atin sa tahanan. Impose discipline within the bounds of law, and perform other duties imposed by law. Sa family code po, marami pang mga duties and responsibilities. Meron tayong Article 209 to 211. Ito po yung tinatawag na parental authority is jointly exercised by father and mother. So kayo po, hindi pwedeng nanay lang bahala ka na sa anak mo. Di ba yung mga tatay? Bahala ka na nga sa anak mo. Ikaw nang ikaw nang magsabi. Ba't ako? Ikaw din. Di ba? So, jointly exercised by father and mother over legitimate children. Or for legitimate children, authority rests with the mother unless recognized by the father. So, mother po, kapag separate na sila. Article 213, custody of children under 7 years old, generally, it belongs to the mother. Ayan tinatawag natin na tender years doctrine. So, sa magulang, lalo na kung minor pa yung bata. Below 7 years old. Unless proven unfit yung mother. So, sa daddy. Article 223, parents may impose reasonable discipline. So, emphasis on the word reasonable. Nakaranas na rin ako dati bilang guro na may pumapasok na bata na may mga pasapasa. No? Mga pasapasa. At magsasabi din ng mga bata. Meron naman ay yung nabalian, pero pinapasok pa rin. Nabalian ng mainit na tubig, lapnos na yung bahagi ng hita, pero pinapasok pa rin. Pag mga ganun po, alagaan nyo muna yung mga anak nyo kapag may mga ganun, no? So that's part of our responsibility as parents. Parents may impose reasonable discipline, but excessive punishment constitutes child abuse under RA 7610, or the Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. Ngayon, paano kung nag-fail tayo bilang magulang? So, meron din pong nasa batas. Failure to fulfill parental duties can lead to termination of parental authority. Lalo yung mga guardian na may guardianship, pwedeng maputol po yun. Criminal liability under child protection law, maaari din po tayong masampahan kahit magulang tayo. And loss of custody if proven unfit or abusive. Kapag nakita talaga, obviously, naabuso yung anak, so magkakaroon din po tayong criminal liability. Article 218, ito po yung sa mga guro, Special Parental Authority. The law states that school heads, teachers, and those in charge of institutions, agencies, or establishments entrusted with the care and instruction of minors have special parental authority and responsibility over those children while they are under their supervision, instruction, or custody. Kaya habang nasa paligid pa, kung nasa loob pa ng service, lalo na kung ang service ay pag-aari ng paaralan, dala-dala yon, substitute parental. Kayo pa rin po yung pangalawang magulang, mga guro. This authority is subsidiary and special, meaning it applies only during the time the child is in their care. Pagka naman nasa amin na po, pero pag linggo at hahanapin nyo pa po yung mga anak nyo, maliban kung may practice. Kaya ayaw namin ni Ma'am Nancy, may practice ng Saturday, Sunday. O kaya yung magpapaalam yung isang yung mga Parent Teachers Association, yung mga swimming po, no? Tapos isasama. Ay, lalo na po ako, sabi niya, sasabihin ng parent one, meron kayo activity ngayon. Opo, may swimming po eh. Kasama nga po namin yung anak ni Teacher Mirne. So, valid na kasi allowed na kasi anak. So, hindi po yun. Hindi porket kasama yung anak ng teacher, pinapayagan na ng paaralan. So, kailangan alam natin kung ano yung mga allowed and not allowed na activities. So, syempre, kung sino po yung nag-imbita ng mga magulang, kayo po yung may substitute parental authority sa amin. Kinumbitan nyo po sa birthday, nag-swimming kayo ng mga anak sa resort. So, lahat ng maaaring mangyari, wag naman, kayo po yung nananagot sa mga magulang na wala doon. Kaya talagang ingatan natin yung mga activities na hindi alam. Mas maganda, kasama na rin yung ibang mga magulang para banding na rin. Sige anak, punta ka sa birthday na anak, pero maganda isama mo na din ang mami mo para may bantay ka. Okay? It exists in relation to parental authority which remains primary. Again, primary pa rin ang mga magulang. Substitute lang po kami. As a teacher, hindi po nasa amin ang full responsibility. Okay? So under Article 218 of the Family Code, teachers and school administrators are considered substitute parents, a concept we call in loco parentis, Latin for in the place of a parent. This means that when a child enters the school gates, teachers step into the shoes of the parents. They are entrusted with authority and responsibility to care for, guide, and discipline learners during the school hours and school-related activities. Kahit nasa kantin, pumipila, nadulas. So, syempre, pananagutan po ng paaralan, pananagutan ng guro, lalo na kung during school activities. Kung hindi recess, tapos nagkaklase, tapos bigla lumabas yung bata. The primary responsibility lies with the teacher and the principal. Article 218 of the Family Code provides that teachers and school administrators are liable for damages caused by their students. Hindi lang dun sa estudyante, kundi dun sa naabalan niya o meron na damay, na disgrasya, provided, ito po, yung sa lahat ng mga naririnig natin na mga kaso ngayon, provided they fail to exercise due diligence in supervision. Nagkulang. Walang pagbabantay. Yung lahat ng mga protection na dapat ginawa at supervision, hindi nagawa. Kung negligent, may pagkukulang. If a teacher knew or should have known that a child was in danger and did nothing, the law holds them accountable. Okay? So what are the duties of schools? Schools, on the other hand, are duty-bound to provide a safe learning environment. So, mga tiles na madulas, may mga nakalagay, may mga construction. So, alisin po natin yan, lalo na kung may mga maliliit tayo, bata. Implement child protection policies. Train teachers and staff on learner protection. Investigate and act on reports of abuse, bullying, or violence. Coordinate with parents, LGUs, and law enforcement when necessary. When a school or a teacher fails to act on a report of bullying or abuse, they can be held, syempre, administratively liable. Pag sinabi po natin administratively liable, kung ano yung maaaring ma-impose ng eskwelahan, ng BOT, hanggang DepEd, hanggang Secretary of DepEd, administrative pa rin po yun. Pero civilly, syempre, yun na yung may mga kasuhan, may mga danyos na pinag-uusapan, criminally liable in cases of gross negligence or okay. So let's go now to the special laws, yung mga naririnig po. Kailangan alam natin para alam natin kung paano natin poproteksyonan ang ating mga anak dito. So we start with Republic Act 7610, right? Okay. Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. This imposes penalties on any person who commits or allows child abuse. So, pag sinabi nating child abuse, ano po bang ibig sabihin? Although, syempre, naririnig nyo na, marami na kayong alam tungkol dito, mahalaga makita natin, ito mismo verbatim yung nasa batas. Child abuse refers to the maltreatment, yung maling pagtrato, whether habitual or not, kahit isang beses lang. Hindi eh. Ang sabi ng batas eh, habitual or not. Which includes any of the following. Psychological, di ba? May mga sinasabi tayo minsan na psychological, with constitute psychological abuse. Psychological and physical abuse, neglect, pinabayaan natin, cruelty, sexual abuse, and emotional maltreatment. Okay. Eh, yung kayang yung nursery, tapos yung nursery or kinder, meron din na kami naging guro nun eh. Closed door, yung papalo ng ganun sa table, tapos yung mga bata, sasarado yung tenga ng mga bata. Kita mo talaga yung fear sa kanila kasi hindi nila nararanasan siguro sa bayan, no? Yung may pumapalong ganun. So, it's a case-to-case basis. Sometimes it would amount to psychological abuse, no? So, yung bata parang naririndi na dahil kakapalo. Hindi siya pinapalo, pero the environment, no? So, yun, yung mga maliliit na mga bagay, iwasan natin. Any act by deeds or words which debases, degrades, or demeans the intrinsic worth and dignity of a child as a human being. Bilang mga lawyer, ito, hirap din kami. Lalo na ako, naging guro, naging admin. Mahirap kami to. Kasi nga, may mga bata na simpleng salita, akala nila na sila in your high school. Yung panganay ko, yung pumasa, sabi niya, minsan, nung kinder po yun, pumasok sa office, dire-diretso, iyak siya. Sabi ko, no. Kasi kakaklase ko, pinagtawa ako eh. Iyak, pinagtawa. Sabi ko, pinagtawanan ka. Bakit? Eh, kasi po nadapa pa. So, nadapa siya, hindi siya nadapa. Nasaktan siya kasi pinagtawanan siya. Mas masakit sa kanya yung napinagtawanan. Maring sa ibang bata, masakit yung nadapa, nagkasugat, pero merong ibang mga bata yung no, papaliwanag ni Ma'am Mary Ann offense. So it's case-to-case basis. So, papag-usapan natin. Ano ba yung hindi tama para sa inyo, abuso na para sa inyo, sa iba naman magulang. Sige lang, teacher, sanay po yan. Paluin niyo po. Yung kamay po. Kasi po, pag hindi napalo, ay hindi titigil. Tayunan tayo. Pero sa ibang magulang, hindi po pwede. Bawal kantiin. Ni buhok. Bawal hawakan ng classmate. Di ba? So, iba-iba. Iba-iba po ang mga kaso natin ng ating abuse. Unreasonable deprivation of his basic needs for survival, such as food and shelter. So, healthy naman ang mga dito, mga bata. So, nire-remind na po ako. 15 minutes na lang daw. Failure to immediately give medical treatment. So, sabi ko medical treatment, whether it happened at home or it happened here. Walang nakakakita kasi please, give medical treatment. Of children, okay? So, Republic Act 10627, ito na yung favorite ng lahat. Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Ano ibig sabihin pag sinabing bullying? Kanina sa child abuse, kahit isang beses lang. Sa bullying, for purposes of this act, bullying shall refer to any severe, yan, mas malala, grabe, repeated use by one or more students of a written or electronic expression. So, kaya nga meron din tayong cyberbullying. Directed at another student that has the effect of actually causing or placing the latter in reasonable fear of physical or emotional harm or damage to his property, creating a hostile environment at school for the other student, so infringing his rights. So may mga violation. A, unwanted physical contact between the bully and the victim like punching, sinuntok, pushing, tinulak, nagkatulakan lang, kicking, pero lagi-lagi ginagawa slapping, tickling, headlocks, inflicting school pranks would constitute bullying. Teasing, hinaharap, pinagtatawanan, fighting, and the use of available objects as weapons. Any act that causes damage to a victim's psyche. Yun ang hindi natin nakikita. Yan ang medyo mahirap, ma'am. No? Yung nasa psyche lang nila, di natin alam. Meron na pala siyang, nasasaktan na pala siya. Emotional well-being. Any slanderous statement, paninira, or accusation that causes the victim undue emotional distress, like foul language or profanity at the target, name calling. Ano ba yung mga tinatawag ng mga bata? Di ba? Kung ano-anong mga tinatawag. Tormenting and commenting negatively on victims' looks, clothes, di ba? And body. Cyberbullying or any bullying done through the use of technology or any electric means, cyberbullying naman po yun. Okay? 11313, Safe Spaces Act or yung Bawal Bastos Law. So ito naman yung mga sinisipulan, sa public places naman po ito, not within the school grounds. Gender-based streets and public spaces sexual harassment includes catcalling, wolf whistling. So, di ba, dati kasi parang biro lang yun eh, no? Ngayon, magpito ka lang, it's already a gender-based abuse na. Misogynistic, ibig sabihin, prejudice against women. Kasi, babae. Transphobic, dislike towards transgender. Homophobic, discrimination towards yung other sex, lesbian, gay, bisexual, queer. And sexist slurs used to demean individuals based on sex. Kasi, ganyan talaga yan. Kasi ano nga siya? Kasi babae. Sasabihin ng mga lalaki, kalalakihan. Okay, and then uninvited comments, gestures, ulit na lang. On a person's appearance, request for personal details. Anong pangalan mo? Anong number mo? Pwede ka bang makilala? Diba? So, report such acts. Acts constitutive of gender-based streets and public space sexual harassment are those performed in buildings, schools, churches, restaurants, malls, public washrooms, bars, internet shops, public markets, transportation terminals, or public utility vehicles. So, since this is used for school purposes, this is still part of the public place. DepEd Order. So, yung sinabi ko po kanina, yung DepEd Order 0060 series of 2026, ito po yung tinatawag natin na ensuring a safe and motivating learning environment na discuss na ng DepEd. SMILE, parang ESMLE. Okay? So, ano yung duties natin as parents? So, sabi ng DepEd Order, engage the community, including the parent. Organize awareness, campaigns, and activities that involve learners, parents, educators, and community members in understanding and addressing the learners' rights protection concern. Okay, so what are the provisions of this SMILE? Una, security personnel at school premises. So may mga guidelines na po ang DepEd para sa ating mga security. Pwede ba silang mag-bag check? So titingnan natin yung DepEd order, no? Visitor guidelines, hindi na kahit sino pwede. Ngayon po ba may visitor's ID na tayo? Or kahit kilala naman ng mga guard, no? Vehicle and item inspection. So responsibility po natin bilang mga magulang na sundin yung mga patakaran ng paaralan as per DepEd order 0026. Public school po, they are already conducting the DepEd order. From the DepEd Central, bumaba na po. I do not know if you will adopt this, but ginagawa voluntarily, bubuksan ng mga bata. Just to check. Prohibited items and confiscation, allowed po. Use of non-contact methods such as handheld metal detector. Hindi po yung guardia yung mismong magbubukas ng mga gamit, no? Installation of CCTV camera in strategic location and prohibition. Bawal nang magdala ng cellphone. Bawal na daw dito. Opo. Pati high school, senior high. Bawal din. Okay, very good. Nasa DepEd order. Regulation of gadget use. The policy regulates the use of mobile phones and electronic devices during instructional hours. Gadgets are generally prohibited during class time, but exemptions are allowed for academic purposes and emergency situations. Okay, so yun yung sabi ng DepEd. And of course, mamaya, ma'am will discuss the first level offense, second level offense, and third level offenses. Siyempre, pag grabe na, kailangan na ng exclusion. Okay? And then, so let's go to part call to action. City memorandum order. Meron na din pong memorandum. City of San Jose del Monte, City of San Jose del Monte issued Division Memorandum number 227 2026, which provides the mandatory incident crisis management in school. Mahalaga po yun. Kung ano yung nangyari, kung may mga incident of abuse or any incident that would demean or debase or would expose the student, kailangan merong reporting. Clear reporting channel for all incidents. Sa atin naman, mali. So, kasama naman namin ang Genesis sa association. So, nagkakaalaman naman na kung sino yung may mga manual, mahalaga yun, student manual. So, nandun naman po yung mga protocol. How to report. Hindi yung meron, tapos diretso kayo kay Tulfo. So, hindi po yun ganun ng ating responsible parent, no? So, kung may incident, unang-una, alamin mo na yung insidente. Kasi baka nangyari. Okay? And then, of course, talk to the teacher, talk to your child. Una, syempre, bata. Kung tanungin niyo siya kung ano nangyari. Okay? And then the teacher, and then meron pong process ang paaralan, guidance, and then principal. Kung hindi nagkasundo, that's the time you are free to send the letter of complaint to our DepEd. May legal po doon. And then, pag-uusapin naman din po kayo doon. O pagkatas hindi, so region, and then central office. Hindi pa rin, okay, file a case na po pagka hindi na nagkasundo. Okay? Standardized forms and procedures for documentation. So, dun sa mga magulang, right na din po naman natin yun, mag-file ng complaint. Downloadable ang mga form, mag-checklist lang po kayo para tama yung proseso. Okay? So, other DepEd issuances on school safety. Of course, we have DepEd Order number 40, series of 2012, the establishment of Child Protection Committee. Meron naman daw po tayong Child Protection Committee, pinakamahalaga, isa sa pinakamahalaga. Pero ayusin na natin, all public and private elementary and secondary schools shall establish a CPC, Child Protection Committee. The CPC shall be composed of the following: school head, administrator as chairperson, guidance counselor or teacher as the vice chairperson, representative, sila Ma'am Evangeline or si Ma'am Charity, the representative of the teacher as designated, ay hindi pala, faculty club muna, representative of the parent-teacher association din po. Sa faculty, meron ding representative, faculty club, representative of pupil, students, and learners as designated by the Supreme Student Council. Pero it depends kung pwede siyang sumama. Pero dahil minor siya at medyo delicate yung pag-uusapan, pwedeng hindi naman kasama yung representative of the student government. Okay? Representative from the community as designated by the punong barangay, preferably a member of the barangay council for the protection of children. So kung meron talaga tayong mga incident, may mga grabing incident, kailangan kompleto po yung ating. Each of them is a room. Number 55, rules and regulations of the Anti-Bullying Act. Policies and submit their office. Okay? Nakita ko naman po yung kanilang discipline. Ando naman po, inadapt nila yung anti-bullying. DepEd Order number 14, series of 2026, Guidelines on Learning Continuity in Emergencies. Parent or guardian capacity building, katulad po ng mga ganito, bahagi po yan ng ating rights as parent na makatanggap na ganitong mga pag-aaral. DepEd Order number 007, Media Management Guidelines. Mahaba-habang discussion ito, pero in summary, this regulates the release of information to protect learners and avoid panic. So magtataka kayo, ba't di namin alam, di namin nalaman, late na lang namin nalaman. Kasama po yun sa privacy ng mga bata. May incident, hindi naman pwedeng i-announce sa lahat. Aayusin muna namin bilang mga administrators. Okay? DepEd Order 026, immediate implementation of measures. So kasama din po yun sa protection of our children, yung pag masyadong mainit o kaya may mga bagyo, may mga policy din po ang ating DepEd. Now, let's go to ways forward. What we can do as parents. Okay? So on bullying and cyberbullying, ano mga dapat nating ginagawa bilang mga magulang? Responsibility. Let us talk to our children daily. Daily. Hindi sa every Saturday or hindi every Sunday. Ask them not just about grades, but about friends, feelings, and fears. So sabi kanina ni Pastor, open pa ba yung mga bata sa atin? Yung mga simpleng, Mami, nainis na ako sa classmate ko kanina eh. Minsan natin pinapansin. Pero yun na pala yung sign. May gusto siyang sabihin. Pero hindi natin napansin kasi nga, ako din nainis sa daddy mo eh. Diba? Natigil, shut down, di ba? Answer phrase. Monitor their online activity. So kami, yung eskwela ng anak ko ngayon, binibigyan kami access sa kung ano yung pinadala nila na email sa bata, natatanggap ko rin. So, parehas kami. So, monitor their online activity. Cyberbullying is real. Okay? Mental wellness is real. Huwag baliwalain. Pag nakita nyo ng ay maligo, tulog na lang tulog, ay pumasok, there's something, nag-start na po. Huh? The ESMLE policy promotes safe and responsible internet use. Report immediately to the school if your child is being bullied. Take it seriously, no? Sabi niya, ay, sinipa ka lang naman eh. Hindi ka naman pala na ano eh. Sa pantalon lang tumama. Early reporting allows schools to respond quickly and prevent escalation. Violence and abuse, anong dapat gawin? Teach our children about their rights. No one has the right to hurt them. Whether by words, di ba? Minsan na pala, nagpo-post na ng ahas yung kaaway niya, tapos tinatag siya. May meaning na yun, para sa bata. So, dapat nakikita na natin. Recognize the signs. Withdrawal, ayaw na makipag-usap, ayaw na makipagbarkada. Fear, unexplained injuries. Nakita mo biglang may pasa ngayong Monday. Tuesday, meron namang sugat. Wednesday, may kamot na. So, unexplained. So, talk to the teacher or talk to your child saan nakuha. Discrimination. Promote respect for all learners regardless of gender, ethnicity, religion, or disability. Teach your children to stand up against discrimination. Diba? Mami, lagi niya po, Daddy, sinasabi niya po maitim ako. Ano sasabihin niyo? Sinasabi niya po maitim ako. Maitim ka naman talaga, anak. Gagawa natin. Teach your children to sinabi ng isang yung sabi daw ng anak, ikaw naman magdala sa akin sa stage. Yung akin pagod na pagod ako, kakaakyat sa stage. Sa'yo naman, pagod na pagod ako, kakapunta sa guidance, diba? So, do not compare. Drugs, vaping, and gangs, be vigilant. Totoo po to, as per DepEd report. Kasi yung anak ko po, yan, kung may mga question kayo, andun yung anak ko sa DepEd Legal. Totoo po, elementary pa lang, may mga gang na incident, sexual abuse, di ba, nakakalungkot. At yung ginagaya nila yung pagdadala ng mga baril-barilan, ganyan. Elementary incident ng mga, yung parang akala nila kung ano lang, pero initiation na pala yun. Mga tropa nila, di ba? Mga barkada. Barkadahang gwapo. Yung hindi gwapo, hindi pwedeng kasama. Ganun lang mga tawag nila, pero doon na nagsimula yung mga, di ba, the concept of fraternity. Okay? Drugs, gangs. Educate your children about the dangers of drugs and vaping. Paano kung si daddy nagbe-vape? We can give what we do not have. Report any social media and bomb threats. Teach your children sharing false information or making bomb jokes harmless. DepEd has warned that bomb threats disrupt learning, cause fear. Pero more on yung sharing of personal information. So, that's another topic. Pero, gawing private yung setting ng ating mga anak. So, remind them. Kasi pag naka-public na, ibig sabihin, kita na ng lahat. Other people can make something out of the picture. Lalo na kung crush na yung mga anak. May mga incident na pong ganun na pinaglaruan yung mga mukha ng ating mga anak. Okay, so crisis reporting, know the reporting process, do not wait, be proactive. So again, the rights of our parents To be informed of school policies and incidents affecting your children. Kaya salamat sa Genesis, may ganito. To participate in parent-teacher association. To be heard in school decision affecting your children. Your responsibilities to cooperate with the school in implementing safety measures. To report any concern promptly. Isang buwan na pala, nangyari ngayon nyo lang i-report. Or hindi lang kayo nakatiis, senior high school na yung anak nyo, ang unang open ninyo, Ma'am Hana, Ma'am Mary, nung kinder pa niya, ginaganyan yung anak ko. Eh, grade 12 na, ngayon pa lang naisip. Pero may mga ganun, di ba, ma'am? Grade 6 na, ma'am, kinder pa lang eh, ganyan na talaga yung anak ni kumaring ko eh. Kumari ko lang, ma'am, kaya hindi ko report. Pero i-report ko na kasi paalis na po ako, grade 6. Huwag pong ganun. Simply, to reinforce values at home, to attend seminars like this one. Responsibilities of teachers and school officials. To implement school policies strictly po, walang favorite. To create a safe classroom environment, to observe and report changes in learners. Pag may napapansin kayo, kakaiba, sabihin nyo agad sa magulang. To conduct risk assessment regularly, to model proper conduct, mga guro, proper conduct, tingnan yung profile picture ng mga guro natin. May mai-emulate ba ang mga bata? To coordinate with parents and authorities when necessary. So again, I end with the shared accountability. Sabi nga ni Pastor, it's always a shared accountability between home and school. To parents, speak to your children more often. To be present in their school life, report concerns without hesitation. To the teachers, be vigilant, be compassionate. Pag may compassion, kahit ano pa kasalanan ng bata, pag-uusapan po natin na maayos. Be the guardian your learners need. Hindi niya kailangan pala yung stricto o yung matapang, baka iba yung approach na kailangan niya. So it varies. Parang learning din. Kung ano yung approach ng disiplina, dapat hindi isa lang para sa bata. Iba-iba din. Parang learning strategies, approaches. To school officials, implement policies fully. Hindi po pwedeng selective. Let us train our staff and act on every report. Maliit, malaki, grabe, act on every report. Again, school safety is everyone's responsibility. And allow me to end with this sharing. Nag-survey po ako ng mga guro, matagal ng guro. Ito po yung nais nilang sabihin sa inyo. Kinote ko lang po. Isang guro at saka isang administrator from the elementary teacher na po ay nagturo na sa mahabang panahon. Sabi po niya sa ating mga magulang, hindi po tayo magkalaban, tulad ng sinabi ni Pastor. Ginagawa po namin ang lahat para sa inyong anak. Pagtiwalaan po ninyo kami na ang hangad namin ay tulad din ng hangad ninyo na mapabuti ang inyong mga anak. Maniwala po kayo na hindi lahat ng pagkakataon, sa lahat ng pagkakataon, mas kilala ninyo ang anak ninyo. May mga bagay po siyang nagagawa sa school na hindi niya na ipapakita sa bahay. Iba-ibang baitang mag-aaral, iba-ibang approach sa disiplina. Sa isang maraming salamat. Ang sabi po niya, mahalagang ang mga natututunan kasama ang paraan at proseso ng pagkatuto, lalo na po ang pagiging mabuti kaysa sa mga marka at honors at awards na kanilang nakukuha o makukuha pa. So, mas mahalaga daw po yung pagiging mabuti kaysa first honor. Pero kung sabay, mas maganda. Sa lahat ng pagkataon, we hope to continue to become partners in rearing your children, our students. Sana po, sabi niya, pareho po tayo ng papapakita ng tama na may pagmamahal. Tough love, no? Tough love. At maunawaan nilang ito ay para sa kanila at sila ay magiging handa at safe sila sa outside world kung saan hindi lahat alam nila. Again, school safety is everyone's responsibility. Thank you very much and God bless us all as parents.